all, and welcome to Monday Night's All Metal Mode podcast with Gypsy and myself, Amanda Digger DeGaz. No advertisements tonight, so we'll just get right into it. Hey, Gypsy, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Doing well.
Good. Did you have a good holiday, a good Thanksgiving holiday?
Yeah, I got to have, dinner with John and my dad and the kiddos, so that was good. How about yourself?
That was good. You know, I had a really good one. I traveled to East Texas to my parents and got to spend some time with them and my boys. And unfortunately, on the way back, my car broke down, so it's in the shop. But, things happen. I need a new gypsy wagon, but it'll do for the time being. It's in the shop getting it fixed, so hopefully it'll be up and running by the end of the week. That's the plan, so we'll see. But, I didn't realize how much stuff that I carry in the back of my car until I had to get a lot of that out. I don't know I get my detectors out and all that when I come in from a hunt. But I don't know if you're like me, but do you keep a lot of stuff maybe in the back of your pickup? I keep a lot of stuff that I never know what I might need when I'm out metal detecting. I keep a lot of stuff like extra shovels or hand diggers and an extra pair of boots, yada, yada, just extra stuff. Do you do that, or am I the only one?
No, the seats, the back seats in my truck are up, and there's shovels and pinpointers and bags and gloves and socks and boots and I think I have everything back there.
Right.
But with it actually getting as cold as it is here overnight now, I did take my pinpointers out, and I'm no longer dry. I don't have my detector in the back anymore. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I try to, always remember when I'm heading out of the house to grab a detector, because you just never know when that opportunity may arise. But I usually have a few extra gear, an extra pouch or and extra boots, etc. My backpack or a backpack with, extra batteries, etc. Because we've always got to be prepared. And if you're like me, you never know what the weather may happen.
Yes.
To be like. So you've always got that extra jacket, extra pair of gloves, maybe even some hand warmers. I know where you live, it's already getting cold, isn't it?
It's very cold. It was not a fun. So what was it? So Thursday, Friday wasn't too bad, but Saturday with the wind, it actually got to like real feel of 20 degrees or so.
Wow.
So I skipped. I really wanted to go to metal detecting, wanted to go back to a place I had been to a while back, and but the wind, all I could think of is the wind going across that field with nothing to stop it, and except my face.
Man, yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not ready for this yet. So instead I just went mudlarking I skipped Saturday entirely and went mudlarking on Sunday when the sun came out for a little bit, and found a couple coins and a ring. I found a copper ring.
Nice.
Yeah, I found some cool stuff. It'd been a while since I've been mudlarking, so yeah, that was good. But I did get out to a different permission and ended up getting another large scent this past last week.
Awesome. That is incredible. That site's really producing. And I'm glad
Oh,
you've gotten a lot of large scents.
yeah, this was a different site.
Oh, different one.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. But hey, just as good, right? I can't complain if I'm pulling large scents at multiple permissions. So,
No, you can't. I was, when I got to visit you and we went digging, I'm still in shock, that I found that half cent that had been made into either a button or a whizzer. I know a lot of people say whizzer, but those holes are really big, but I don't know. It probably was a whizzer. But it's amazing, what I'm still amazed, because like I've said before, we don't find coppers. It's a rarity here in Texas. So it's amazing. And thanks again for letting me go dig with you.
oh yeah,
That was a blast, I got that and that ox knob. So, and I think you got an ox knob that day too, didn't you?
I
We were
did.
digging together. I can't
Yep,
even remember. Okay.
yep, I
Wow.
did.
So
So
yeah, that was
I was gonna say, yeah, I actually got another one of those this last week at another site, and it's the smallest ox knob I think I've ever found. It's like the size of like my thumb, but actually maybe a little smaller.
wow.
I'm like, oh, it's a little itty bitty one.
How cute. I guess they made them all different sizes to fit the different size of the horns, but, you don't think about that. And I know they made different shapes, too. I mean, there are different shapes. I've only ever found that one, so that was really cool. So that was a bucket lister for me. I got to cross off my list, or wish list. I got to cross off my list. So that's exciting. Now, didn't you find another ox shoe or something too
Oh, ox shoes are
recently?
find
Or
bajillions of
common there?
those. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Deep,
Yeah, don't
deep ox shoes
really.
sound so good.
Wow, that flatness. Yeah, it really does. They sound good. I know that one that I found while we were at Digstock. That was cool. The pork chops.
Yeah.
I know
Pork chop.
some diggers call them pork chops,
Yeah,
but
I think
pork chops.
the stealth diggers I know call them the pork chops. And I think
Really
someone else
cool.
does too. Yeah, I think I've heard a couple people call them pork chops.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. But yeah, that's really exciting, and you're starting to get a little more familiar with the apex, so
Yep.
that's exciting too.
Yep,
And
I changed the frequency though.
did you?
I think I was in 15 and I think I changed it to 10. I think if yeah, I gotta look at
Mm.
it again. I'm still playing around with the settings
Now,
on it all and figuring
so
it all out.
yeah, the frequencies on that. So, like, if you choose from a single frequency instead of the multi-frequency,
Hmm.
so there's two multi-frequency settings. So there's the simultaneous, just MS multi-frequency, and then or MF, sorry, and then there's the MS, which is the multi-salt mode for the beaches. But then you switch it out of that, and you can choose the single frequencies, which is what, 20, 15, 10, and 5, I think.
Yep.
I think. So the 5 would do really well. And you said you were trying out 10. Is that what you said?
Yep, 10. I think it was in 15. Did you say there was a 15?
Yeah, I think there's a 15. Have you tried the multi-frequency yet?
I am not sure. Probably not. It doesn't sound like I've put that setting on yet.
It doesn't. So that's my go-to now. Now, after you've hunted that area multiple times, or whatever area you're focusing on, so let's just say you're hitting a field, and what I like to do is I like to switch it up. So I'll hunt a field if I'm going back to the same property over and over, because a lot of people, don't realize that, they think let's just say you're hitting a yard, and you've hit it one time. You hit the front yard or the backyard, whatever you're choosing, and you hit it one time, and you pull a few little cool items, a few coins and stuff. What I like to do is I like to re-go back, because usually the first time you're cherry picking anyway. So what I like to do is go back with the same detector, like say, for instance, if you're using the Apex, maybe the first time you use multi-frequency, go back from a different angle, re-grid that area from a different angle in whatever frequency or multi-frequency, if that's what you were hitting it as. Then switch it up again another time and start at 20. Switch it to a single frequency. Start it at 20, and then go switch to 15. Then switch, not at the same time. I mean, hunt the whole area and switch it up, and you'll be surprised what you pull that you didn't pull the first, second, or third time that you missed. And it's really interesting what will happen. So if you were hunting in a single frequency, go back to some of those areas where you found those large scents.
Yep.
Hit it in multi-frequency and see what kind of results you get. And then also drop it down. Don't be afraid to drop it down to that 5 kilohertz single frequency at one point, because you might be surprised that you might end up pulling some deep silver. So if there's any there. So good luck with that. Let me know how that goes.
Yes, I
I'm
definitely
curious.
will. Yes. My gosh, all over the place. I'm catching up with chat going, all right, what's going on? What's going on?
So what's going on in chat?
Chat, they were informing, I guess, I didn't realize there's another show on at the same time, which I guess I should have, but maybe not, because we've been doing this show for so long at this. But I guess.
Is it another podcast or another?
I think it's Facebook, maybe.
Treasure
Facebook?
Talk.
Detect America, or no, DA?
Oh, okay.
They've got.
It could be, yeah.
They're giving away the legend tonight. So if anybody's on our show, hey, you know what? I won't take it personally. You can listen to us in the archive later on. Go win a machine.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't be afraid to. You can always catch us at a later time, in the archive, and you can, like, if you're going on a road trip, download some and catch us in the archive and go back and listen to some old ones. People do it all the time, so be sure and check that out. That's the beauty of the archives. And if you're not able to join us live to where you can be in chat, but we won't shame you too hard.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, I heard a lot about that machine. So
yeah, I'm anxious to hear. Just remember, if you don't win it and you're really wanting one, we do have. We'll be doing stuff on Digger's Den. We'll be having that. We also have the new Deus multi-frequency that will be coming out soon, hitting the market. So y'all be sure you can be put on a list. Let me know if you're interested in the new detector. If you're interested in the new Garrett pouch, I'm giving away one right now. I'll be doing the drawing by the end of the week, probably Friday, for the new pouch. Garrett pouch. But if you're not a winner, only one can win that giveaway. We do have them available, as well as the new Garrett razor shovel available on our website now. Just go to dddetectors.com and type in promo code Gypsy, save a few bucks. And I would greatly appreciate that if you're in the market for any of those. And Christmas coming along. I know some of you might be shopping for other diggers or maybe yourself. Maybe you'd like to treat yourself. Just let me know. Shoot me a message or hop on my website, gypsydigs.com, and there's a link to the Digger's Den there as well. And use promo code Gypsy. And if there's something you're not finding on the website, more than likely we can get it for you. So shoot me a message, let me know, and I'll be glad to try to help you get what you need, help you out. So keep that in mind. So anyway, good luck to whoever's trying to win that machine tonight.
I had a couple people say they're back. They haven't started it yet. Digging Buddies in chat said, yep, they haven't started. And then Bobby actually said the new finds bag. And Bobby, I agree. I've already reached out to Gypsy and been like, yep, I need to put an order in for a new finds bag from the Garrett. My Andres pencils, like the ones that have like the scrubby brush, are disintegrated.
I love that little scrubby brush.
Yes. I've got a package. You've seen it when we went out. I had like an arsenal of cleaning supplies, microfiber brushes. Yep. So I've used the whole center up. So I need to put in a definite order for some more pencils and that Garrett new finds.
Those are cool. Yeah, that new finds bag is rad. So if you haven't checked out, Garrett has a short video. You can go to the Garrett website and look at it, or you can go to YouTube, type in Garrett metal detectors, check out the new finds bag, or you can go to Zero Discrimination YouTube and check out my giveaway, pouch giveaway video that's up right now. And enter for your chance to win a pouch. And Amanda and I will probably, maybe sometime around Christmas time, we might giving away something pretty cool too. So just be tuned into the podcast for some upcoming giveaways. So y'all stay tuned. Speaking of giveaways, you want to tell them about tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow night on YouTube, JHH, or Jersey History Hunter, Share the Love stream is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's to congratulate and celebrate two of the new generation of diggers. So that's Miss Emily, which is Little Dirt Digger, and Miss Squeak, which is Digging with Squeak. I know that they both reached milestone subscriber numbers on their YouTube, so definitely go over to the Jersey History Hunter, Share the Love stream tomorrow. So that's Audra and Bobby, and it's great. They're going to have Miss Emily and Miss Squeak on, and there might be some exciting stuff going through it. So definitely give that a listen. And if you are in chat, I will have that in there in 1 second as well. But I'm pretty excited to go and watch it tomorrow night. And, it's crazy that, this entire new generation, I'm just excited. I'm excited for them.
It's exciting to see these young kids. That I get so excited seeing young kids dig up something, and little Miss Emily has come so far. We've had her as a guest on the show before, so y'all be sure and go back if you missed that. Little Dirt Digger, Emily, in the archive. That wasn't all that long ago that we had her on as a guest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Maybe, actually, it could be a month now. Okay. I don't know. Again, It's December this week. So, yeah.
It's about to be the new year. Oh, my gosh. Can you believe it?
No.
So, yeah, y'all stay tuned to the podcast, too, because we'll have some upcoming great things coming up your way. So stay tuned. You never know what will happen, right, Amanda?
There's a lot of craziness in the works. And, hopefully we can take you all along for the journey. And I'm excited. I know Gypsy's excited. Who's excited? Come on now.
Right? Woo-hoo. I'm excited. So, yeah. And I know we're going into the winter, so things are going to slow down a bit for you. um, with the
Oh,
weather and all, and you're
yeah.
already getting the cold weather. Did you know today it was 70, a high of 73 here
You
today? It was
you
sunny
bite your
all day.
tongue.
And it was killing me because I'm carless right now. I can't get out and go dig. I can't even go dump dig or anything. So anyway, yeah, I today should have been reversed for us, but I did enjoy some sun on the back porch today. Um, but sorry.
No.
uh, so tell us about some things that you do. I know you got to prep when the weather. Now we do get some crazy weather here in Texas. Last year we had that snowstorm where we were snowed in for a week, and in Texas we don't have the snowmobiles to go clear the roads and stuff. So we were literally snowed in for a week. No way to get out. The roads were closed. So most people didn't have electricity. The only reason why we probably had electricity and running water was because we're on a grid. We're right in the neighborhood, very close to a school. And I heard if you were on those grids that you were one of the lucky ones, and we were. But not being able to run to the grocery store or have any groceries delivered or anything like that, it was really tough. So you had to live off of what you had and in the pantry, and it was rough. And so tell us what you do, if you don't mind. I know that we've talked a little bit about some of these things before, but never in one of the full episodes. How do you, when you do get out, I know you had an episode too when you were out this past winter with one of the trees about falling on you. No.
That was, yeah,
But
that was a little
super
different.
scary.
That was nicer weather. It was just like a microburst or something came through, and
Mm.
the trees
Hmm.
were getting taken down around me. Yeah, that's different. Well, I guess it's not different. It's weather related. So I don't know. All I care about, I don't care about fashion. I don't care about fashion or how I look
Right.
when I go detecting. All I care about is, warmth
Staying
and
warm.
and how long can I, depending on what I'm wearing, how long can I, stay out there and be out there. So I do have a fleece face shield that I will wear, and it covers my nose, my mouth, it covers my neck, and it's really warm, really great. I love them. But you tuck that in to like whatever shirt you're wearing, but I more or less layer. So I have a thermal,
Right.
and then so the thermals now can come in different temp levels. So what I'll do is
Oh,
basically I'll check the weather, check the wind, and decide, okay, first of all, where am I going? If I'm, going in the field and whatnot, and I know there's going to be wind, I'll do the fleece face shields with multiple levels of thermal, and you know, multiple fleece layers down below. I do multiple pairs of socks. That's the one thing that I don't know if other female diggers go through this or not, or even, it just seems like men's boots, but maybe you men have your boots run out as fast as ours do as well. But I get these really good,
oh
30
my
below
gosh,
boots,
me
and
too.
they last like 4 months, and it's big money spent on some of these that are real great name brands, and
That is
you just
that
can't
is
put
totally
your
me.
you can't put the mileage on them. They start falling apart,
Did you?
and go
It's so
ahead.
true. I've spent my big time money on fancy, warm, neoprene, winterized, waterproof boots. At these, not just Academy, but what are the other names of some of the major sporting goods stores? And I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, we have the North Face and we have Bogs, and I mean I'm right. I'm not far from the Kittery Trading Post, which is a big outdoors, but I'm also not far from, oh, I can't remember what the other one is, Cabela's. So I've got
Yeah,
two
Cabela's.
major, but it doesn't matter. I could get every different type, name, brand, boot, and yeah, I go through them. But
I
so
do the same thing.
I've gone through another set, and then I got another pair that were a little cheaper. And when I went out this weekend to do some mudlarking, yeah, in about 20 minutes, my feet were cold, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Um, it's not
Oh
good when
man.
anything starts getting cold. So,
What about thermal socks? Have you found a good pair of thermal? Because usually I buy from Amazon and I'll just type in thermal winter socks and for women, and then I'll get all kinds of stuff come up.
um, so they disintegrate as well. I don't know if you need to wash them a different way than you do everything else, and maybe that's my problem is I'm not all right, this is only supposed to be washed in cold, and nah, everything everything gets tossed in, unless it's a real important item. You have some of those sweatshirts with screen printing that you have to turn inside out and wash cold. Um, those get separated, but everything else basically goes. But I've noticed that the those socks just disintegrate. You take them off, and there's more of the sock attached to your foot than in the sock anymore. The other
Oh
thing too
well.
is my gear. And I know I've said this a lot, um, but the shovel I have is a metal handle. So what I did is I got padding that they sell for like tennis rackets and hockey sticks. And I wrapped the entire handle down about half, all the way, it's a T, all the way across and all the way down. And then I electric taped it. So it held the padding on
Hmm.
and it kept the padding dry. But by doing that, if my hands or my gloves get any bit wet, touching the metal doesn't make my hands freeze because there's no metal. I'm touching the padding. And that has helped like exponentially. But I mean,
Yeah, and until you mentioned that before, I'd never really thought about it until I was actually detecting. And what was funny is this was like it was before the real cold weather in Texas. And like I said about Texas, it's so weird because you can get a cold front move through and it could be gone in one day and be warm the next day. And we had a cold front moved through while I was actually in Louisiana detecting with Jace and some of the Garrett team, and it was insane. My hands, even though I had some hand warmers and gloves on, because of the metal, shovel, my hands were still cold,
yeah.
and so I didn't have my shovel, winterized or whatever you want to call it with the stuff. So I'd never thought about that until you mentioned it. And so it's time to winterize mine. I've got the new Garrett Razor that is, I think, geared off the old White's shovel as well. And I think they extended the handle a little and did a few changes, but basically like that one. And I need to winterize it, I guess, because, being that I travel a lot, and just in case, you never know, I might show up to see you. you may like, what is she doing here? But you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
But
It's not just winterizing though,
I,
too. I found when you're out digging and you start getting incredibly muddy and your
yes,
gloves are muddy, your shovel's muddy, it starts slipping. It actually cut down on
slipping.
that as well. So that's yeah. So I keep mine on
Yep,
your
great idea.
yep, and I taped it up about 2 years ago and I only have had to do one little section have I had to retape.
Retape.
Yeah, it's held
Okay,
up.
cool.
Hey
That's really
George.
cool.
George is calling us babies.
I know, George, we're wimpy. But, you know, this is some stuff that we like to put out there because I know a lot of you, like where she lives, that live up north, you know, I've detected in all types of weather, you know, and I know you have too. I've detected in a northern storm in Galveston where I was pushing against the wind so hard and the rain was coming down. You know, it was insane. And, you know, I've detected in some of the weirdest type of weather, when it's snowing, after a snow, when the ground was very frozen and you had to chop through that first layer. But these are things that you can do to make it a little easier, you know, on you. And I'm cold-natured. I am the first to admit, I know some of you, you're used to the cold probably better than I am because, you know, I'm born and raised in Texas. And so when I go and detect somewhere cold and where the wind is blowing 90 miles an hour and I'm fighting the wind too to detect, and I want to detect, you know.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to use everything to, you know, to make that experience better. And so I know that, you know, that last time we were at Pound the Ground, that after that experience with that cold front that moved in with us there, I went back home and I ordered the heat vest, the vest that you can wear underneath your clothes. And I know they have all these now that are available at a relatively inexpensive now. The price has come down since they've come out with these, but where you can wear them under your clothes, and you can wear, they even have the heat jackets now. And those are really helpful because I did get out one time after I bought that vest and it was freezing cold, raining with my dad, and I had that heat vest on, and it really made a big difference. It really did, because I could detect longer, you know. And I don't mind detecting in the rain, in the pouring rain. I've detected in the pouring rain before, too.
Same.
As long as it's not lightning,
Yep.
as long as it's not lightning, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good to go. So, yeah, I may be a little wimpy when it comes to the cold, but, hey, I'll get out there in any kind of weather except for lightning, and I'll detect in those situations. It doesn't bother me, but I want to be prepared, you know?
Yeah. So we did have a couple in chat. So Tim Hildiger, he mentioned Gore-Tex, which Gore-Tex is absolutely amazing. But he also said, even if it's really cold on real windy days, he'll wear his rain gear because it makes great windbreakers. And that's a good idea too.
Yes, it
That
really
is.
is. And I recently invested in a little rain jacket that I will wear on top. It's a little bigger because that way I can wear, you know, like you said, you dress in layers. That way I can dress in layers. I can wear my thermals and then my clothes on top of that, and then my coat, and then I can put the rain jacket on, and then I can even have the hood for the rain jacket cover up the top, like my headphones, my head and stuff, and still wear a mask if I wanted to block the wind. So that's perfect. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. And then I always do the multiple pairs of gloves and then carry extra gloves because once your hands, it's one of those deals. Once your hands or your feet get wet and it's really cold out, you're like done for. You're gonna end up sick or it's gonna just be miserable. And I mean,
Right.
I've gone
And, you
out
know,
in the snowstorms and in the snow coming down and snow melts, especially if you're digging
it
around
does.
in it and your hand, using your hands and scooping stuff trying to find that, the find that you've just dug up. um, the snow's going to melt, you're going to get wet, so best to have extra
Right.
sets. Yeah.
So true. And, you know, I'm glad you brought that up because that's when I went and purchased the heated gloves too. So they make the heated gloves now,
Now,
and they're
how are
not that.
those?
I've used them several times. Again, I don't have as many opportunities to use those type of stuff because I live way down here in Texas. So, but I have used them several times, metal detecting. I did find that because I video and when I dig something up, I slip my right-handed, the one on my right hand off. So snow and rain and cold will still hit it, but I can dry it off and then put it right back in the glove and it heats it right back up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really handy. So, and it beats having to wear two gloves, although what you can do is like, say I have my Garrett gloves and I can still, the heated gloves are big enough to where I can wear my Garrett, put those heated gloves on top of my Garrett gloves. That way, if I pull that heated glove off, I still got some protection there.
Yeah. I mean, I've even strapped one of those, the hand warmers. I took one of those like large zip ties and put the hand warmer around the handle of where you hold the detector and zip tied.
Such a smart idea right there. And another thing you could do is you could do the same with the shovel. You could zip tie one to your handle of the shovel as well. So great idea.
Yeah.
So
I'm not looking forward to the cold.
I bet. Yeah. Now, I got a question for you, Amanda. So what do you use when you're out and maybe the ground is, that first crust of the layer is broken? Do you have a certain method that you use to chip away the ground, or do you have, what do you do?
If the ground will not allow my shovel in after stomping, I will move to the woods. And then when the woods become that you can't put your shovel in, then I call it quits until I can until we get a defrost.
No thaws.
Yes, thaw of some sort. But it gives me opportunity to do research at that time, cleaning good. I do give a lot of items back, and so I know people think it's weird, but I find stuff, I bag it, I tag it, and I throw it in a box. Then at the end of the year, I pull open the box and I separate everything out by permissions or properties and catalog it. And if it's for a property that's going back, I display it and then do a write-up and everything and set up a meeting and get it back to that property owner. And stuff that doesn't go back, I go through it and try to figure out, all right, do I want this? Can I give some of this away? I fill mason jars or milk jugs.
Yeah, it's amazing the stuff that we can collect. And it's wonderful the way you give back to the property owners and how you make up these cases. And that's one good thing about when the weather does get bad and you can't get out. There's so many different things you can do. You can work on, overlaying maps. You can work on researching properties. You can work on cleaning your finds. I've got bags and bags and bags of stuff that I'll be cleaning this winter that I put off cleaning. Some of those finds that say you find something really extraordinary, I do tend to come home and I take care of those first.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're the same way, and then you photograph them or you video them or whatever you do. But I tend to do that, but I've still got stuff sitting there from when you and I were mudlarking. And I've got, like you, I've got a plate here. I just found a bag. I found two different bags. I found one bag full of finds from one of my Florida hunts this winter. I had rings that I hadn't even put in my ring case.
Oh, jeez.
And I found another bag that you'd sent me from that has like pottery pieces, marbles and stuff that I still haven't. So I'm still working on my relic room. So that's going to give me time, those bad winter days, to go through and display some of that, work on some of that this winter. cleaning, I know you mentioned earlier what you do is like some of your more interesting finds, like buttons and coins and stuff like that. You use like the Andres pencils. What other methods do you use? I know we both have used like stuff like CLR, stuff of that nature. Is there any other cleaning methods that you use?
I swear by a vapor rust because it doesn't seem to do the damage that,
That
you can
CLR?
do. Yeah. Yep, it doesn't seem to take the patina away. It doesn't change the color of the item. It just gets rid of the rust. The other thing that I started using this year that seems to work pretty good on some things is Lime Away, which is a spray that you can find in any hardware or I think even Walmart or any of those places. And then I've got is it graphite pencil from the Digger's Den?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, I've
yeah.
got that.
The mechanical one.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Um, what's the other? Oh, I got a set of, so when you're taking apart computers or working with microchips or anything like internal of any of those PCs or hardware like that, they have these microfiber brushes and nylon brushes. I have those, and those actually work really well on cleaning some items that I want to be very, very careful on cleaning. And then I definitely invested in quite a few of those brass brushes because of all the buttons. I'm trying to think of what
Right. Those
else.
things do well with that.
Um, and yeah, I
Have
don't
you ever
know.
used a coin tumbler or anything like that?
So John got me a tumbler for my birthday last year, and I have used it to clean up quite a bit of things. And then I just it's a pretty good size one. So then I start picking and choosing what do I want to put in there, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want that to get damaged. And I'm still a rookie at cleaning using a tumbler. What about you? Have you used a tumbler before?
Yeah, I have two different tumblers, and usually the only thing I use in those is like modern coins. I find a lot of modern clad, but I also use a lot of my dump finds. I've found that it cleans the dump finds. It's already been through a ton of stuff anyway in the dump, so a tumbler is not going to hurt it. In fact, it comes out sometimes way better than what I expected. My dump digging finds, so I will clean them in the rock tumbler. So I found that to be very useful for that type of stuff.
I do.
But
I did the
did,
electrolysis too. Not the
yes,
electrolysis. I do the electrolysis. I need to get new alligator clamps. I still haven't done that. But the jewelry cleaner, the ultrasonic cleaner, I use as well.
cool. That's something I've been wanting to buy and purchase is an ultrasonic cleaner. Um, we used to use those when I worked at a jewelry store
Yep.
many, many moons ago, and those things are great. Um, I know a lot of detectives use that too, especially for cleaning jewelry and other things. But yeah, I also have a video. I'm sure you've seen it. It's an older video. It's been out maybe a year or two. That I made, I think, from an old cell phone charger, and I made an
Yep.
electrolysis from that. And so y'all can go back in my YouTube archives and find that how to make it electrolysis from a old
Cell
phone
phone.
charger,
Yeah, that's what I
cell
use
phone
right now,
charger.
except I killed the alligator clamps that I was using. So I need new wiring
I
and
think I
everything.
Yeah, I think I killed my first alligator clamps too. But when I ordered like a whole thing, so I could send you some. I just gotta find them right now. Everything's a mess because I'm still working on my relic room. So when I find them, I'll send you some.
Awesome. Yay. That would be cool. Now you had something tonight too you wanted to talk about, right? Your
Uh,
Teespring.
oh, yeah. So I know a lot of you have been asking, and especially after I did a few giveaways, I You can go to Amanda's going to put, I think, one of my Teespring T-shirts and hats. Some of them have hats, or you can probably even Google it and find it. But Zero Discrimination Teespring T-shirts, or you can go to my gypsydigs.com website, and there's a link also there where you can click on. A lot of people with the colder weather coming on, they're wanting the hoodies, so I have some of those available. I'm not sure about sizes right now. Amanda was looking through it a while ago, and she said they were short on some of the sizes right now, so hopefully they'll have those back in stock soon. So anyway, some Zero Discrimination hoodies, shirts, T-shirts, hats. Some of you are needing some of those, or maybe for a stocking stuffer or anything like that. You can check that out. I appreciate it.
Yep, and I put the store link in chat, so if anybody's listening and not sure, it's in the chat as well. It is.
Awesome.
A good idea too. So if you don't store, and you might even do this. So I know a lot of the newer machines are chargeable. You know, they have the lithium battery that you plug in and charge. But if you have the old school with the batteries and you are putting your detector up for a while, you might want to take your batteries out.
Yes, for sure. Take the batteries out. Another thing, if you do a lot of traveling, I've found, like with the pinpointer, take your battery out of your pinpointer. Let's see, out of your detectors, unless you're using a rechargeable detector, like the Apex or something.
I know. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, oh, yeah, you can't take the battery out for those.
But yeah, so be sure, and if you are like storing, I know a lot of people have extra detectors. I have many detectors, and I know you do too. Mm-hmm. And we tend to be really bad about not taking the batteries out. I know I've been bad about it too, so I need to go. The ones that I haven't used in a while, take the batteries out, and then because what will happen and can happen is those batteries can leak, and that acid can destroy your detector. So be sure and keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. It would be bad.
It would be really bad. Anything else we need to touch on tonight that you can think of?
No, I know we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And
we do.
Again, it's crazy to say that this week is December.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just flown.
And one other thing, after December comes January, and just keep in mind in January that I have in January. Hopefully it's at the beginning of January. But the new Beyond Oak Island episodes, Season 2, will air on the History Channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll be in 3 of those episodes, so y'all be sure and look for, I think I heard from somebody they've been advertising the new the new season, so that's a good sign that it's really soon, and January's just around the corner. So once that airs, I'll be able to talk about details and stuff, and maybe even some behind-the-scenes stuff that happened. So after the new year, when all that takes place, Amanda and I were discussing maybe doing a series where we can talk about those episodes more and talk about, what I found in those episodes and metal detecting and the whole experience. So that gives us something else to look forward to in the new year. So y'all be sure you're staying tuned. You never know what Amanda and I might bring forward. So
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
hopefully some great guests. Hopefully some great guests as well in the new year that
Yeah.
we're working on.
And
So.
you were on TV quite a bit this this past week.
It was crazy. So I'm at my parents' and my mom goes, "Oh, you're about to be on the Freddie Dodge Gold Rush show. We need to watch it." And so she had gathered like the family, and they were watching me on the episode. And then all of a sudden, I got this flood of messages from people I didn't know. Hey, I just watched you on the Freddie
That's
Dodge
awesome.
show. It's a trip. It's really funny. And I got a burst of new subscribers to the YouTube channel, so that was
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. So anyway, y'all keep in mind when I reach 10K subscribers, I'll be doing probably a really good giveaway. So keep that in mind. I appreciate you supporting my channel. I really do. Thank you all. And thank you all for listening to our podcast. And if you have any kind of suggestions for future episodes of the podcast, be sure and contact Amanda or myself and make some requests. We can do some on whatever kind of subject, treasure related you want. So if you've got any special guests you'd like to request or you would like to be on as a guest, anything like that, just let us know, and we will see if we can get you lined up in the new year coming up. So y'all be sure and message us and let us know.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, y'all ready to call it a night? I think
Yeah.
it's been a fun night. I've enjoyed talking to you, Amanda. And you stay warm. I know you've had an incident with your water.
It's been a tough 5 days. Been a tough 5 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Not
I hope
only,
that
so I didn't mention it. So yeah, not only has it been very cold here, we have heat and we have electricity, but we have no hot water. So it's been relatively miserable. Thanks to my dad, we've been able to go over there and take a shower the last 2 nights. But before that, I was joking around that we were a little house on the prairie, it, with a pot of water, boiling water, and
yeah, she called me and she tells me what happened, and she's like, "Yeah, we've been a little house on the prairie," and I'm like, "What?" Boiling water, and oh man, yeah, you don't realize how lucky you are until you lose something, like that. So I hope you get that issue solved this week, and I'm sending you some warm weather, but I don't want any of the cold weather here, so I'm not swapping with you. So
yeah, you can send
you some warm weather.
Send me warm weather, yeah, because when you come in from outside to wash your hands because it's cold and, I've got the chickens and this, that, and the other, and I'm like, I want to wash my hands. I'm like, it's just cold water. It's just so cold.
Right, right. Well, you have a wonderful week, and
Yeah.
all of you, I hope you get out treasure hunting and you find some amazing stuff and come share it with us in chat or on a future podcast. We'd appreciate it.
Yep. Now, all of you remember, Relic Roundup is on next. And then tomorrow night, we've got JHH, Share the Love stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check that out. That's over on YouTube. So a little different than Spreaker or how you're listening to the podcast now. It's actually on YouTube. You can see faces. So that's fun. But yeah, thank you all for listening. And we look forward to talking to you all next Monday.
You all have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening. Good night, all.
Good night.
Night.